Hi all, so thank you for taking the time to read through my digital essay. I hope you're enjoying it and you're finding it useful and informative in many ways. So in this part of the essay, I concentrate on digital literacy, and one of the things that I try to do is make links between the theory and the theorists about digital literacy and the practicalities of applying digital literacy in the classroom. So I begin in this part of the essay by defining what digital literacy actually is, and I do that by looking at the various different theorists and their theories about digital literacy and how those have changed and modified over time. I then look at some different strategies and different ideas that others have come up with for applying digital literacy in the classroom, and I try and link those to how we as primary school educators can apply those to the classroom. I personally believe it's a really important area for us as primary educators to develop and grow and understand, and I believe that it's an area that our students really need that explicit modelling and explicit teaching of how to effectively use digital tools. I mean, they may have access to and use digital tools at home, but more often than not, I've found that students aren't effectively using those tools and aren't using the tools in a way that's beneficial for them for retrieving information and creating texts of their own using digital tools. So I think that that aspect is particularly important for us as educators. So enjoy, and if you do have any comments or questions, feel free to comment anywhere on the website, or you can contact me directly. Just visit the contact page, and I am always willing and eager to have conversations with people. Okay, thanks. Bye. Digital literacy skills is an area of concepts and practices of the digital age that is quite interesting and informative, particularly in terms of how the concept of digital literacy has changed so drastically over time. So in 1997, Glissner started by defining digital literacy as the ability and the concept and skill set of understanding information in a digital age. And over time, different theorists and different research has built on that definition and essentially come up with comprehensive lists of skill sets that define what it means to be digital literate. As educators, those skill sets provide quite a good source of information and inspiration for planning pedagogy to target digital literacy skills in the classroom. The work of Baldwin in 2008 is particularly informative in terms of providing quite a comprehensive list of skill sets which essentially define what it means to be digital literate. Now, Baldwin came up with 5 skill sets, and those 5 skill sets really set out the different types of abilities and concepts and understandings that a person who is digitally literate will need in order to survive in a digital world. So the first of those concepts, or the first of those skills, is information hoard. So information hoard essentially means building information from a variety of different sources. So the ability to find information from different places using different digital tools. The second skill set is retrieval skills. So that's also the ability to be able to readily access information from different digital tools. The third skill would be knowledge and application of people networks. So what that means is a person who is digitally literate, would be able to readily find others in a socially network connected world who can help them and educate them. So they might find people that are experts in particular fields and be able to use those sources of information and those sources of networks effectively to achieve their educational outcomes. The fourth tool would be the ability to combine both traditional tools and networked media. And finally, the ability to access, publish, and communicate information. So essentially become a user and a creator of texts using digital literacy skills. So those are Baldwin's 5 skill sets, and they're particularly effective for educators as planning tools and even for classroom discussions about what sort of survival skills and what digital skills and digital literacy that students will need in the 21st century.